Thanks to Dwayne Johnson, who sacrificed himself, Henry Cavill, and Cavill's manager, playing himself with powers in Black Adam. The power hierarchy within Detective Comics truly changed when the command was handed over to James Gunn, who ended up firing almost all the old actors except for his friends. And now he brings a total reboot in his hands, and nothing we knew is canon anymore except what he had already done before, of course. The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are the most salvageable products of the extended universe, whether you like it or not, regardless of the writer. The Detective Comics Extended Universe's first project, Creature Commandos, arrives in this manner. This chapter, titled Gods and Monsters, sets the stage for upcoming Superman, Supergirl, and Lantern series movies, establishing a foundation for future storylines. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on if you enjoyed this video so you don't miss all the new content coming in 2025. We will closely monitor these new projects. So, well, subscribe please, and that also helps me achieve my goal of reaching 500,000. And for now, how about we get started with this right away? After the Peacemaker finale, where Leota Adebayo exposed Task Force 10 to the world, making this scene non-canonical, Amanda Waller was banned from using humans in these suicide missions again. So now she managed to continue commanding squads for secret tasks, but now with monsters. Rick Flag is in charge, the father of Rick Flag, who Christopher Smith killed 2 years ago on Corto Maltese Island.
Peacemaker.
What a good joke.
The team's mission is to defeat Cersei, a rebel Amazon sorceress who has amassed an army of mindless followers to attack Pokolistan and assassinate the princess. Why does she want to do that? We'll find out later, but first we need to meet the members of this creature command.
Who is she?
We call her Bride.
Practically a reanimated corpse created in 1831 by Victor Frankenstein, specifically to be the bride of his monster Eric.
Everything is going to be okay. These are for you.
Things didn't go well at all because Victor and Bride fell in love. Eric murdered his creator, and since then, he has not stopped harassing this woman to this day. Shaggy, is that you?
What is that?
From Weasel.
Falsely accused of murdering 27 children despite never having killed anyone. His sole offense was attempting to rescue children from a school fire. And they only have him imprisoned because he can't defend himself and looks like a monster.
Does any of these photographs mean anything to you?
There! I see it!
He was so ugly that everyone died.
Nina Mazursky was basically born with her lungs outside, so she couldn't lead a normal life. However, her father never gave up on her. Even when his wife decided to leave him, he built a special suit for Nina. But the definitive solution to cure her seemed to be modifying her deoxyribonucleic acid, so she could breathe on her own, without needing to wear armor all the time. The treatment did not go well at all, and Nina turned into a strange creature who could now only breathe in water. Her father still loved her despite everything, but the world didn't care about her kindness and intelligence. All they perceived was that she looked like a monster. Nina disappeared from home one day, lived in the sewers, and was sometimes seen by curious onlookers. One day she was finally captured. Her father attempted to intervene but was killed by a police officer. Nina Mazursky remained locked up in a special prison thereafter.
Poor ugly little thing. Who is Jason and the Argonauts?
A sociopath who calls himself Dr. Phosphorus.
Alex Sartorius, better known as Dr. Phosphorus, was a brilliant mind who intended to carry out a nuclear energy treatment to cure cancer.
Regrettably, he had to negotiate with Rupert Thorne, a Gotham mobster, for the necessary funding.
Alex eventually discovered his sponsor's plan to sell the experiment as a weapon to Middle Eastern countries, so he lied in the test results and was soon discovered. His family was murdered, he was framed and kidnapped, and when they tried to kill him using his own machine, Dr. Phosphorus was born.
That's a brutal origin story.
This villain pursued his punishers, killing them all in horrible ways. He took over Rupert Thorne's business and still remembered his murdered family. The reality is that this guy is no better than those who turned him into this monster. For a while he was the king of Gotham City, until he was stopped by the Dark Knight. And my personal favorite, government issue robot created during World War II to fight against the Nazis. By strictly adhering to his programming, he earned the respect and affection of Easy Company led by Sergeant Rock. Unfortunately, after the fame and recognition and after the end of the war, William Magnus studies government issue to create his own group of artificial intelligences, likely to appear in future Detective Comics extended universe films. And I mean the Metal Men, of course. But as for government issue, it ends up being forgotten since its programming was never modified. He caused a massacre when he discovered the ideals of that collector who had bought him and who was supposed to be his friend.
Are you a good friend, son?
Cheer up, Tin Man! Cheer up, Tin Man! Welcome everyone to this meeting of the National Socialist Club of Hatsi.
This is how they judged him, and he remained locked up until this day.
Someday I would like to meet and see my boys.
The ones from Easy Company, sir!
You will always be a brother to all those in the Easy Company.
Cheer up, Tin Man! Tin Man!
I want to cry, but I'm too macho.
The command is received in Pokolistan by Princess Rostovich's special forces. It is known that this nation is third world, and that the United States only offered protection because they want the oil that is here. And well, after the brief tour, we arrive at the castle, where we meet Princess Ilana, and Richard Flagg is enchanted to see her. Spoiler alert, his wish came true. We also notice that the guards are fans of American shows and movies and want to be like them.
Well, they are certainly up to date with their pop culture references.
There are a few scenes to empathize a bit with these monsters. Nina and government issue didn't just want to kill Nazis, they also longed for a friend to share those moments with. Yes, the robot has feelings despite its directive. We also learn more about Richard Flagg, who apparently doesn't really know what happened to his son in Corto Maltese. Amanda says her son died a hero, but does Richard know he was killed under his orders? Will he discover the truth at the end of the series? Will this impact Peacemaker's second season?
I have many questions.
Ultimately, what's crucial to emphasize is that the general truly loved his son and profoundly regrets losing him. And also, he is an upright and morally correct man, as while in service he refuses to fall into the princess's temptations. And that's how it should be, chivalry and honor above all. Foolish of him speaking from the bottom of his soul, and typical of women who only want to take advantage of sincere feelings. The mission's first conflict arises when Bride chooses to visit his birthplace from long ago. And it's like, ooh, surprise, this is located here in Pokolistan. Nina decides to go with her for fear that she would do something stupid. And at those very moments, Phosphorus is embroiled in a battle against Flagg for the remote control that keeps him captive in this team of monsters. Richard is badly hurt but wins, making Alex realize he won't report this to Waller. They are on the same team, whether they like it or not. Bride and Nina arrive at Victor Frankenstein's old home, and a mysterious woman who is watching from afar informs Eric that his girlfriend has reappeared. Unfortunately, Eric is not the only one who has found out about the command's location in Pokolistan, because Cersei's followers have also been spying on the monsters since they arrived in the country. And since they know that these creatures' mission is to stop their boss, they use the element of surprise to attack first.
Does this mean anything to you?
What is this?
Pretty? Oh, damn.
Meanwhile, Ilana tends to Richard's wounds and again attempts to get closer to the general. However, as we said before, integrity and morality come first, and the knight, he's already lost.
Have you seen the princess? I doubt she can last more than 30 seconds!
Bride and Nina almost got killed in this confrontation, and Flagg found out too late that these two had escaped during the night. They quickly locate them and head to the place to rescue them. The commando breaks into the mansion, finding Bride tied up and Nina confiscated in a bathtub. But strangely, there is no enemy on site. Flagg immediately deduces that this was a trap and Cersei's forces had created this distraction to attack the castle. The gods warned Ilana of the danger. Despite the attack, she did everything possible to survive until the monsters returned. The command attacked the enemies mercilessly, and finally government issue robot's moment had arrived.
Are these Nazis, General?
Yes, government issue. They are Nazis.
Cersei made her appearance, easily destroying our beloved Nazi-killing robot. Ilana was able to fend off her attackers, and although this sorceress came quite close to accomplishing her mission, the powerful command of creatures was able to thwart the plans of the rebellious Amazon. The price to pay was the life of government-issue robot, who at least died happily in the hands of his only friend.
If I were to kill Nazis with someone, without a doubt it would be with you, government-issue robot.
Ah, what a beautiful day. Cheer up.
The plot twist reveals that saving the princess will supposedly cause the end of the world. Flag and Ilana say goodbye, perhaps forever, and the team returns to the United States where they land once. Circe is observed by Eric Frankenstein from a distance and interrogated by Amanda Waller regarding her Pokolistan activities.
Did you see how she looks at him? She loves him.
Nice to meet you, Cersei. I'm Amanda Waller.
That bitch Princess Rostovich. She was trying to kill her to save the world.
Yes, why not?
The sorceress assures that everything she was doing was in order to save the world and claims that Ilana Rostovich will be the cause of the apocalypse itself. Cersei offers to show Waller the future to convince them of her claims. Amanda, being fearless, accepts the challenge.
Ready?
For what?
Amanda assumes that everything she has seen is real. But to make sure, they call in an expert on the subject of the Amazons who indeed tells them that, according to his studies, Cersei is a clairvoyant. She has previously predicted other catastrophes. With this said, Waller orders the squad to be gathered again to go assassinate the princess. But since Flag is in love with Ilana, he refuses to take the mission and simply leaves from here. On the way back to his home, he tries to communicate with his sweetheart, but all his attempts are futile to prolong the plot. Before he can react, the monster attacks Flag without explanation until he neutralizes it.
It's that she will love you.
Ah, you say bride.
Who else would I be talking about? Disgusting old tasty.
Listen to me well, I have nothing to do with bride.
Richard soon clarifies to Eric that he and Bride are just friends. Since the monster is passionate about love stories, he agrees to help his new friend rescue the princess. And all to appear heroic to Bride, so she finally falls in love with him. They go to the university to observe Dr. McPherson, who doesn't look very professional, frankly speaking. Flag deduces that something strange is happening, and to get more answers about this woman, they decide to investigate her house. Rick was right. Having suspicions, the real doctor had been murdered. He tries to communicate with Ilana again. This time the princess takes the call and is warned about the monster command. Just at that moment, the imposter returns home, revealing himself as Clayface himself. Flag and Eric are discovered before they can leave this place, and inevitably a battle begins against this powerful villain. On the other hand, the princess's security chief is warned about the true intentions of the creature command. So our protagonists are forced to escape and hide before they can continue with their mission. By the way, Phosphorus is totally broken. Clayface isn't far behind either. So how powerful will Batman be in this universe to be able to face beings of this magnitude? No, Patrick, Robert Pattinson will not be the Batman in this universe. Returning to the monsters, they end up spreading throughout the city. The princess has no other choice but to order her security to stay alert and kill the team as soon as they see them. Meanwhile, in the United States, after the defeat of Clayface, Flag asks Eric to continue with the mission to protect Ilana, all this before falling into a coma. At this point in the story, it's still not very clear if everything Cersei said was true, or if she managed to manipulate Waller, or if the assassination attempt on Ilana is what's going to cause the apocalypse. In Chapter 6, Weasel spends the night with a pack of wolves, but otherwise nothing particularly interesting occurs. Phosphorus hides in a house where he befriends a little girl who reminds him a lot of his deceased family, and Nina and Bride hide in a brothel, where they are helped by the owner of the place. Things were fine until two troublesome metahuman customers were killed by Bride without hesitation. Nobody will miss them. Bride avoids interacting with others due to being traumatized by the horrific murder of her beloved. As the chapters progress, it's evident that despite her denial, she has gradually begun to develop affection for Nina. She says she feels guilty for having caused Cersei to almost kill her, but the truth is that she has returned the favor more than once. Like when they defend her in jail because her food is stolen, or when she acts in favor of the servant just because Nina was the first to want to confront the troublemakers.
I almost ended up dead. I'm not sure that getting my disgusting food back makes up for it.
We haven't explored the past of all the monsters yet. Despite James Gunn familiarizing us with the character's tragic story, who is not entirely evil, the fact remains. This does not apply to Eric Frankenstein, who was not simply a victim of circumstances. The thing is, nearly 2 centuries ago, Bride almost killed them. He was found agonizing by a blind and lonely old woman, and his dog was helped, healed. He received all the attention from this kind woman and for a while lived in this place, helping with chores and hunting to bring food to the table. The old woman admitted her days were happier with Eric living with them. Regrettably, the monster's fixation persisted. He believed that his only purpose in life was to be with Bride. Bogdana tried to reason with Eric even as he was about to leave, trying to make him understand that Bride felt nothing for him, only hatred, but it was all in vain. She was afraid of being alone, so to spare her the suffering, well, she was murdered. The moral of this origin story is that no, not all villains have redemption. Flag was left at the hospital by Eric. Amanda and Economus went to the place to find out what the hell had happened to the general. Thanks to the witnesses, they knew that Rick and Eric were working together, so Amanda ordered to watch the airports to stop Frankenstein. Unfortunately, it was a bit late for this. Ilana had her troops ready to give their lives for her. Amanda appears unsure with more questions than answers. The creature command gathers at dawn, doing the typical slow-motion walk. James Gunn's signature for all his comic projects is a good background song.
We're going to kill the princess.
My favorite slow-motion scenes with background music are from Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 and the Suicide Squad. It's too much cinema. The creatures made it to the watchtower trying to find a way into the castle. They also noticed that the princess had met with another monster days before. Frankenstein appeared to try to warn what he had discovered with Flag, but he wasn't fast enough, and quite anticlimactically. He was mortally wounded and left on the ground. Meanwhile, Ilana didn't care that there was a squad of monsters looking to kill her, and she went swimming. When the creatures broke through the wall, they were almost discovered because of Weasel, as he had grown fond of the princess. Partly because she reminded him of that girl who died in the fire, and also because Ilana had played with him on her last visit.
Oh, hell?
What if we put him to sleep?
There was no way to defeat all the guards to get to Ilana, so the only way to kill her was through the water.
She's just another human, but you are a monster.
At that moment, Flag woke up from the coma. He barely managed to tell Waller that he was wrong about Cersei's vision and was able to name McPherson before passing out again. Nina refused to be the one to kill Ilana, but with the world's fate at stake, what choice remained? Besides, the world wasn't going to change completely just because there was one less human on the planet. In this way, they convinced the most innocent of the group to carry out this task. Waller and Economos arrived at Dr. McPherson's house to try to find out the truth about Ilana. They found the remains of Clayface on the ground and the doctor's corpse on the upper floor. Amanda thought Cersei had deceived her. She promptly called the castle. I wonder why they didn't give communicators to the squad members this time. As the moment neared, Weasel emerged from hiding, catching Ilana's attention. She spotted her attacker just in time. Unfortunately, Nina was killed in self-defense. By the time Amanda Waller's call came, it was already too late. There were no repercussions for the team after this attempted murder. Even the princess took it too well. However, Bride knew that there was something strange behind all of this. She remembered seeing Clayface in the security videos. She also found it quite suspicious that the princess approached Rick Flag too soon. In fact, Ilana suggested to the team to kill Cersei once defeated. When they first left Pokolistan, Bride spotted a spy near the prison, which would have simplified her plan. And that's how Clayface entered the game, posing as Dr. McPherson after she convinced Waller about the authenticity of this sorceress's clairvoyance. In summary, everything Cersei said was true. Ilana wanted to destroy the world, but Bride didn't care, even deciphering all the plan and intentions of this princess. She wasn't going to kill her for those reasons, but for having murdered Nina Mazursky, the only friend Bride had ever had in her entire life. The command quickly left the castle and were able to return to the United States as if nothing had happened. The team was compensated with a new wing in the prison, where we have new members in the command, and there are also others back, among them government-issue Robot and also King Shark. And well, this is how this story ends, if you ask me. The truth is that I think the title of First Project of the Extended Detective Comics universe is quite big for this series. I prefer to see it as a simple introduction to this new universe before the real main course, which will be Superman in 6 more months. As James Gunn stated, Creature Commandos is just a small taste of his new interconnected universe. Thanks to the series, we now know how this new world works and which other events we should still consider as part of the timeline. In my opinion, this project delivers. It's entertaining, and I like that once again, James Gunn knew how to apply his formula to make us fond of quite unknown characters. However, I think the limited time and fewer episodes slightly hinder Creature Commandos. I think there are quite a few loose ends. Among them, I would have liked it to be answered. How did Clayface become an ally of Ilana? Or in itself, why did he support her in the first place? And what role did Gorilla Grodd play in all of this? These are questions that might be answered in the already confirmed 2nd season. But there were also things I didn't like. For example, the death of Nina or the return of government issue Robot. Particularly Eric Frankenstein's involvement, whose sole accomplishment was saving Flag's life, only to suddenly remove him in the last chapter. Something similar happens with Cersei when her role in the series ends, but with her, I don't have as much conflict because they didn't give her as long of an introduction as if she were a great threat. I'm not bothered by her easy defeat, as it was established from the start that she had lost before. We know in advance that she is not as powerful as the Cersei portrayed in the comics. About the series in general, I repeat that I did like it, but honestly I consider it as the weakest project compared to Gohan's latest products. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, and in the meantime I have nothing else to say but total thanks for having passed by here. I'm Alex from the NEGAYO channel. See you later.